Welcome to the class 9 students. Today I will be continuing with the next part of the chapter Life and its Diversity, and the first topic that I will start today is 5 Kingdoms of Life. Okay, so this classification was given by R.H. Whittaker. 1969. So 1969, at that time, R.H. Whittaker gave this 5 kingdoms of life. Okay, 5 kingdom classification. We can also call it as 5 kingdom classification. So what are the 5 kingdoms that he gave? The first one is Monera. Next, number 2 is Protista. Number 3, Plantae. 4, Fungi. And lastly, Animalia. So initially these 5 kingdoms were given, and all organisms were categorized according to their characteristics, physical characteristics, and they fall into any of these kingdoms. Okay, now in this topic we will talk about the characteristic features of all these kingdoms one by one, and also their examples. Okay, so firstly we will talk about Monera. The first kingdom that we will talk about is Monera. Okay, the kingdom includes all prokaryotes. So mainly Monera consists of all prokaryotes. Now what are prokaryotes? You have learned about eukaryotes and prokaryotes previously. Just to give you a brief recap, what prokaryotes are: the primitive cells who do not have the cells which do not have a well-developed nucleus. That means the nucleus is not bound properly by a nuclear membrane, and all cell organelles are not present. Only a few important are present. Those primitive cells are known as prokaryotic cells. Okay. So examples include mycoplasma, bacteria, actinomycetes, cyanobacteria. All these are prokaryotes, and they all belong to the kingdom Monera. Now we will talk about the identifying characters of Monera. The first one is they are unicellular. So obviously they are unicellular since they are prokaryotes. They are simple organisms, so that is why they are unicellular organisms. Prokaryotes, already said that they are prokaryotes, and are primitive forms of life. So just because they are prokaryotes, obviously they will be primitive. They will be the primitive forms of life. Okay. Next, cells are microscopic cells. Cells are microscopic, no well-organized nucleus. I have already said that prokaryotes are like that only. These cells do not have any well-developed nucleus. Okay. So the first characteristic includes they are unicellular, they are prokaryotic, and they are microscopic organisms. Okay. Next, number 2, their modes of nutrition are saprobic. Next, parasitic, chemoautotrophic. I will discuss each. Chemoautotrophic, photoautotrophic, and symbiotic. So these are the modes of nutrition that all the organisms that under Monera go through. Now what is saprobic? It is more or less like saprophytic only. When organisms feed on dead and decaying organisms, that mode of nutrition is known as saprophytic or saprobic. Parasitic, where there is a parasite involved, that means there is a host and then there is a parasite, and the parasite takes all the help from the host, but the host in turn is harmed. Okay, so that type of nutrition is parasitic nutrition. Chemoautotrophic means So firstly, autotrophic means where they can produce their own food. Autotrophic, okay. Plants are autotrophic organisms because they can produce their own food with the help of photosynthesis. But there are two types of autotrophic, chemoautotrophic and photoautotrophic. Chemoautotrophic means when food is synthesized by the organism themselves with the help of some chemicals, chemo. Okay, that is chemoautotrophic. And when food is synthesized with the help of light, as in photosynthesis, then it becomes photoautotrophic. Okay, so these are two types of autotrophic nutrition where the plants can prepare, not the plants, but these organisms belonging to the kingdom Monera can prepare their own food either with the help of chemicals, then it will be chemoautotrophic, or with the help of light, then it will be photoautotrophic, or just the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so these are the modes of nutrition that all the organisms under Monera go through. Next is saprobic forms play role of decomposers in ecosystems. So they also play the role of decomposers in ecosystem. Mainly the saprobic ones, the organisms of Monera kingdom that undergo the saprobic type of mode of nutrition. They act as decomposers because, as I've already said, that they feed on dead and decaying organisms, and they ultimately play the role of decomposers in the ecosystem. Some members can fix atmospheric nitrogen, thus increasing the soil fertility. So they also have the ability to increase the fertility of the soil by fixing the atmospheric nitrogen. Okay, so these are the identifying characteristics of kingdom Monera. Now the examples include Archaebacteria, Eubacteria. So these are the examples of Eubacteria. Also can be Rhizobia, means Rhizobia is a type of Eubacteria. Okay, so Rhizobia is that type of bacteria, nitrogen fixing bacteria, the last one that I told you, that they can increase the fertility of the soil by fixing atmospheric nitrogen. So that one is Rhizobia, which is basically a Eubacteria. So these all these are prokaryotes which fall under the kingdom Monera, and these are the characteristics, identifying characteristics of the kingdom Monera. Mainly they are unicellular, they are prokaryotic, and they are microscopic organisms. These are the modes of nutrition. They also act as decomposers. They can also increase the fertility of the soil, nitrogen fixing. I'm just writing here nitrogen fixing. Then you can understand that they help in fixing of nitrogen. So you can take down these points in your copy so that it will be easier for you to remember. Okay. Then I will move on to the next kingdom, which is Protista. So I hope the identifying characteristics of Monera is clear to you all. Then I will move on to the next kingdom, which is, I am rubbing all of this, which is kingdom Protista. Moving on to the second one, which is kingdom Protista. This kingdom includes unicellular eukaryotes. So the previous kingdom was all about unicellular prokaryotes, but as the kingdom started to progress, the prokaryotes were replaced by eukaryotes, means all prokaryotes were under Monera, but under Protista, these organisms are unicellular, yes, but they are eukaryotes, okay. First characteristic, they are unicellular and colonial eukaryotes, mostly aquatic, forming plankton. So I will write unicellular eukaryotes. Colonial means what do you mean by colonial? they live forming a colony. Okay, they live all of them live together forming a colony. So from that colony word, the colonial word comes, which means they all live together. Okay, they are mostly aquatic. All these are mostly aquatic animals or organisms. Next point, membrane-bound cytoplasmic organelles are present. So membrane-bound organelles. That means the cell organelles that are present within these organisms, they are all membrane bound. They all have a membrane around them. Nucleus is well organized. Obviously they are prokaryotes, they are not eukaryotes, so the nucleus will be well organized and well developed. DNA is associated with histone protein. DNA with histones. So these histones are proteins which are present, which are not found in very primitive types of cells, but as they are not as primitive as Monera, they are eukaryotic organisms. So here the DNA that are present within these organisms, they contain the histone proteins. Here the nucleus is well developed, well organized, with a properly developed nucleolus and nuclear membrane, and all the cell membranes that are present within this organism all are membrane bound. Okay. Next, number 3, modes of nutrition are photosynthetic. That means they perform photosynthesis. Next, saprobic, parasitic, and holozoic. So the first 3 terms are already discussed in the previous type of kingdom, but holozoic, this is a new term for you. It means a proper or complete type of nutrition where everything, all the food particles that are ingested are completely digested. So these are the modes of nutrition. Next, number 4, slime molds play role of decomposers. Again, they also play as decomposers because certain organisms of Protista undergo saprobic mode of nutrition only. That means they feed on dead and decaying organisms. As a result, they act as decomposers. Okay. So these are the unique or identifying characteristics of kingdom Protista. Example includes Euglena amoeba. Euglena is a scientific name. You will underline after writing. Amoeba can be used as both scientific name and a common name, so you may or may not underline. So Euglena and amoeba, these are unicellular eukaryotic organisms that form a colony and live. They are mainly aquatic. They have all the membrane-bound organelles. Nucleus is well organized. They have a DNA with histone proteins. The modes of nutrition are photosynthetic, saprobic, parasitic, and holozoic. And some of them also act as, some of them that mainly slime molds, they act as decomposers also. Okay, so these are the characteristics of kingdom Protista and the examples. I will continue with the next kingdoms of this 5 kingdom classification. I will continue from the 3rd one in the next video. Okay.